There was one artist that I was absolutely amazed at. Her name is Queenie Mackenzie. I knew nothing about this artist. It looked very primitive, very rough, but I wasn't going to look at it in that way. I wanted to see and to experience what was happening with the painting on another level. And so as I didn't touch the paintings, none of them, but as I moved my hand across it, I could read something with my hand that I could process in my mind. And this particular artist, I experienced an actual electric shock at one particular point in her painting. And I was so surprised, and I wasn't hurt by it, but I was so surprised that I just sort of jumped back. And this particular artist, I later found out, because I was so interested I needed to research it, I found out that she was an extraordinary person. Didn't begin painting until she was well into her 70s or 80s, that she is really a beacon of light to the Aboriginal need to tell the story. Passionate, even when she was painting at age 89. How inspiring that she still had a great deal of energy and passion, and does that come through her painting. And her desperate need to tell the story, this Queenie Mackenzie is her name, is an extremely important part, not just of Aboriginal art, but world culture, because this is our past, and they are preservers of our past in a very natural and organic method through their own culture, disrespected, and coming back into a place where they are highly admired for their artistic abilities. And who knows, maybe they're holding some secrets of life that others in the world really would like to hear more of. Not the same qualities, but this part here, I'm sorry, I accidentally touched it. Oh. This part here is the most important part of it. What does it say? It's like a talking. This painting, I think all of them, they're like a talking. They're actually an energetic. What do I see then? A little bit, but I think they put it into the story. There's not so much visual there, but there's definitely it's not like an artist's expression. It's really heavy. Is it good? It's like a pent-up story that has to be told. I wonder, look, there's more. There's so many of these. Not as strong. I'm feeling a light coming from it. You stand back here. See if you can see a figure there.
Oh.
Can you? Can you see
I can kind of see.
It's almost, it's kind of an abstract human figure, like it's hidden in there.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
It's strong here. And here. Not strong at all here. This is just like decoration. Sorry. Nothing much there. Really? Yeah, this is, I don't know. I don't know. It's telling a story. It's telling a story. I think that these Australian Aboriginal artists, if they can't tell the story, then they can't be an artist. That I think it depends upon the story in order to in order to have any kind of recognition or responsibility for telling the story, responsibility for telling the story. It's about life. The story is about life. But why that doesn't have, not so strong. Whew, very hot. Actually very hot down here. Their culture is very, very tight-knit. It's also very, very ancient, which is also very interesting to me, because you have an ancient culture which has pretty much stayed the same up until 50 years or 100 years ago or whenever it was, and how they are needing to not just express their story, which would have been the ancient Aboriginal art, but now their need is desperate to tell the story in order to preserve their culture. And so there's many different kinds of stories that they are telling. I could have spent all day, but I figured that a security guard would come along and say, "You're too close to the painting." And so I was grateful to have this opportunity to examine particularly this painting, but all of them. And maybe I'll sneak in at night and go back through